Thank you for joining me on this journey of discovery where we find out what the Quran actually says. For me, this is the third time reading it, so it's more of a reminder than learning for the first time what the Quran says. We are starting today with Surah 27 in the traditional order. Surah an Naml, the ants. Tasin. These are the verses of the Quran, and a book, clear, a guide, and glad tidings for the believers, those who perform and give, and they believe with certainty in the hereafter. Verily, those who believe not in the hereafter, we have made their deeds fair seeming to them, so they wander about blindly. They are those for whom there will be an evil torment, and in the hereafter they will be the greatest losers. And verily you are being taught the Quran from one all-wise, all-knowing. The ants. Sus. Footnote, a word containing two Arabic letters without meaning. Those are the verses of the Quran, and a clear book, a guidance and good news to the believers, those who perform the prayer and bring the legal alms. And they in the hereafter, they are assured. Surely those who do not believe in the hereafter, we adorn to them their works, so they are blind. Those are the ones who will have the evil torment. And they in the hereafter, they are the losers. And surely you received the Quran from the presence of a wise knowing. Seven. When Musa said to his household, Verily, I have seen a fire. I will bring you from there some information. Or I will bring you a burning brand, that you may warm yourselves. But when he came to it, he was called. Blessed is whosoever is in the fire, and whosoever is round about it. And glorified be Allah, the Lord of the... O Musa, verily it is I, Allah, the Almighty, the All-Wise. And throw down your stick. But when he saw it moving as if it were a snake, he turned in flight and did not look back. O Musa, fear not, verily the messengers fear not in front of me, except him who has done wrong and afterwards has changed evil for good. Then surely I am oft forgiving, most merciful. And put your hand into your bosom. It will come forth white without hurt. Among the 9 signs to Pharaoh and his people. Verily, they are a people who are. But when our came to them clear to see, they said, This is a manifest magic. And they belied them, wrongfully and arrogantly, though their own selves were convinced thereof. So see what was the end of the seven. When Moses said to his family, Surely I have perceived a fire. I will bring you news from it, or I will bring you a blazing brand. Perhaps you may warm yourselves. So when he came to it, he was called. Blessed is he who is in the fire, and those who surround it, and praise be to Allah, the Lord of the worlds, O Moses, surely I am Allah, the dear, the wise, and throw down your rod. So when he saw it shaking as though it were a jinn, jinn in one translation, snake in the other. Shocking difference. Okay. He retreated backward and did not return. O Moses, do not fear. Surely the messengers will not fear in my presence, except those who did injustice, then changed, doing good after evil. So surely I am forgiving, merciful, and enter your hand into your pocket, it will come forth white, without evil, as one in 9 signs to Pharaoh and his people. Surely they were a transgressing people. So when our signs came to their very sight, they said, "This is obvious sorcery." And they disbelieved in them, and their souls know it for certain, unjustly and proudly. So look how was the end of the Vandals. Okay. 15. And indeed we gave knowledge to Dawood and Suleiman, and they both said, "All the praises and thanks be to Allah, who has preferred us above many of his believing slaves." And Suleiman inherited Dawood. He said the pages are sticking. O mankind, we have been taught the language of birds, and on us have been bestowed all things. This verily is an evident grace. And there were gathered before Suleiman his hosts of jinn and men and birds, and they all were set in battle order. Till when they came to the valley of the ants, one of the ants said, "O ants, enter your dwellings, lest Suleiman and his host should crush you while they perceive not." So he smiled, amused at her speech, and said, "My lord, grant me the power and ability that I may be grateful for your favors which you have bestowed on me and on my parents, and that I may do righteous good deeds that will please you, and admit me by your mercy among your righteous slaves." And 15. And indeed we gave knowledge to David and Solomon, and they said, "Praise be to Allah, who has favored us above many of his believing servants." And Solomon inherited David. And he said, "O you people, we have been taught the speech of the birds, and we have been given from everything. Surely this is the manifest bounty." And to Solomon we gathered his troops of the jinn and of the humans and the birds. So they were spread, until they reached the valley of the ants. And ants said, "O you ants, enter into your dwellings, lest Solomon and his troops crush you, and they do not feel." So he smiled, laughing at her, sayings, and he said, "My Lord, inspire me to thank your grace, which you graced on me and on my parents, and that I do good deed that will be pleasing to you, and admit me by your mercy among your good servants." Until 38. Okay. 20. He inspected the birds and said, "What is the matter that I see not the hoopie? Or is he among the absentees? I will assuredly punish him with a severe torment, or slaughter him, unless he brings me a clear reason." But the hoopie stayed not long. He said, "I have grasped which you have not grasped, and I have come to you from Saba with true news. I found a woman ruling over them. She has been given all things that could be possessed by any ruler of the earth, and she has a great throne. I found her and her people worshipping the sun instead of Allah, and Shaitan has made their deeds fair seeming to them, and has barred them from way, so they have no guidance. So they do not worship Allah, who brings to light what is hidden in the heavens and the earth, and knows what you conceal and what you reveal. Allah la ilaha illa huwa, the Lord of the Supreme Throne. Let's see, said, we shall see whether you speak the truth or you are of the liars. Go you with this letter of mine and deliver it to them. Then draw back from them and see what they return. She said, O chiefs, verily, here is delivered to me a noble letter. Verily, it is from Suleiman, and verily it reads, in the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. Be you not exalted against me, but come to me as Muslims. She said, O chiefs, advise me in case of mine. I decide no case till you are present with me. They said, we have great strength and great ability for war, but it is for you to command, so think over what you will command. She said, verily, kings, when they enter a town, they despoil it and make the most honorable among its people the lowest, and thus they do. But verily, I am going to send him a present, and see with what the messengers return. So when came to Suleiman, he said, will you help me in wealth? What Allah has given me is better than that which he has given you. Nay, but rejoice in your gift. Go back to them. We verily shall come to them with hosts that they cannot resist, and we shall drive them out from there in disgrace, and they will be abased. Alright, 20. And he inspected the birds. So he said, why is it that I do not see the hoopie? Or was he of the absent? Surely I will torment him with a severe torment. Or I will surely slaughter him, or he brings to me a manifest authority. So he did not tarry long. So he said, I have gained the knowledge that you do not know, and I have come to you from Saba, a Sheba non-Arabic word of probable Hebrew Syriac origin, with sure news. Surely I have found a woman reigning over them, gifted with everything, and she has a great throne. I found her and her people worshipping to the sun without Allah, and Satan adorns their works, so he prevented them from the way. So they are not guided. They will not worship to Allah, who brings the secret things of the heavens and the earth, and who knows what you hide and what you reveal. Allah, there is no God but him, the Lord of the great throne. He said, we will see if you are truthful or you are among the liars. Go with this my book, so throw it down to them, then turn away from them, so see what is in their return. She said, O you, the leaders, a generous book has been thrown down to me. Surely it is from Solomon, and surely it is in the name of Allah, the merciful. The merciful. Do not exalt yourselves above me, and come to me as Muslims. She said, O you, the leaders, consult with me in my affair. I was not to make any command unless you bear witness to me. They said, we are imbued with strength, and are imbued with mighty valor. And the command is to you so see what you command." She said, "Surely when kings enter a village, they vandalize it, and make the noblest of its family to be humiliated, and likewise they do. And surely I will send to them a gift, so I will see what the messenger will return." So when he came to Solomon, he said, "Do you supply me with money? So what Allah has given to me is better than what he gave you. Yet you rejoice in your gifts. Return to them, for we will surely come to them with troops, which they cannot withstand, and we will drive them from it humiliated while they are subdued." "38. He said, 'O chiefs, which of you can bring me her throne before they come to me, surrendering themselves in obedience?' A from the jinn said, 'I will bring it to you before you rise from your place. And verily I am indeed strong and trustworthy for such work.' One with whom he was knowledge of the scripture said, 'I will bring it to you within the twinkling of an eye.' Then when he saw it placed before him, he said, 'This is by the grace of my Lord, to test me whether I am grateful or ungrateful. And whoever is grateful, truly his gratitude is for his own self. And whoever is ungrateful, certainly my Lord is rich, bountiful.' He said, 'Disguise her throne for her, that we may see whether she is guided, or she will be one of those not guided.' So when she came, it was said, 'Is your throne like this?' She said, as though it were the very same. And knowledge was bestowed on us before her. And we were submitted to Allah. And that which she used to worship besides Allah has prevented her, for she was of a disbelieving people. It was said to her, 'Enter.' But when she saw it, she thought it was a pool, and she tucked up her clothes, uncovering her legs. Said, 'Verily, it is a..." She said, "My Lord, verily, I have wronged myself, and I submit to Allah, the Lord of..." 38. He said, "O you, the leaders, which of you will bring me her throne before they come to me as Muslims?" And Infrit, footnote B, demon. Oh, did I miss another footnote? Footnote A. Okay, demon, non-Arabic word of Persian, derived from Pahlavic origin. Of the jinn said, "I will bring it to you before you rise from your seat. Surely I am strong and faithful for it." The one who had the knowledge of the book said, "I will bring it to you before the blinking of your eyes." So when he saw it set before him, he said, "This is of the bounty of my Lord to test me, whether I will be thankful or become an infidel. And who gives thanks? So surely he only gives thanks to himself. And who became an infidel? So surely my Lord is rich, generous." He said, "Disguise her throne for her. We will see if she is guided or become one who is not guided." So when she came, it was said to her, Is your throne like this?" She said, "It looks similar to it." and we were given the knowledge before her, and we were Muslims. And what she was worshipping without Allah prevented her. Surely she was among an infidel people. It was said to her, enter the Sar. Footnote, tower, non-Arabic word of Ethiopian origin. So when she saw it, she thought it was a pool of water and uncovered her legs. He said, surely it is a palace covered with glass. She said, my lord, surely I have been unjust to myself, and I surrender with Solomon to Allah, the Lord of the worlds. All right, 45. And indeed, we sent to Tamud their brother Selah, saying, worship Allah. Then look, they became two parties, quarreling with each other. He said, O my people, why do you seek to hasten the evil before the good? Why seek you not the forgiveness of Allah, that you may receive mercy? They said, we augur ill omen from you, and those with you. He said, your ill omen is with Allah. Nay, but you are a people that are being tested. And there were in the city 9 men who made mischief in the land and would not reform. They said, swear one to another by Allah, that we shall make a secret night attack on him and his household, and thereafter we will surely say to his near relatives, we witness not the destruction of his household, and verily we are telling the truth. "45. And indeed we sent to Tamud their brother Selah. They used to serve Allah. So they became two groups quarreling. He said, O my people, why do you hasten with the evil before the good? Were it not that you ask forgiveness from Allah, perhaps you will receive mercy. They said, is our bird with you and those who are with you? He said, your bird is with Allah. Yet you are a people who are seduced. And there was in the city 9 persons who vandalized in the land, and did not reform. They said, swear one to another by Allah, that we will surely fall on him, and on his family by night. Then we will tell his guardian, we did not witness the destruction of his family, and surely we are truthful." Okay. 50. So they plotted a plot, and we plotted a plot, while they perceived not. Then, see how was the end of their plot. Verily, we destroyed them, and their nation altogether. These are their houses in utter ruin, for they did wrong. Verily, this is indeed and for people who know. And we save those who believed, and used to fear Allah, and keep their duty to him. 50. And they deceived a deception, and we deceived a deception, and they did not feel. So see how was the end of their deception. We destroyed them and all their people. So these are their houses. These their houses are ruins because of their injustice. Surely, and this is a sign to a knowing people, and we delivered those who believed, and they were fearing. And Lot, when he said to his people, do you commit well you see? Do you practice your lust on men instead of women? Nay, but you are a people who behave senselessly. There was no other answer given by his people, except that they said, drive out the family of Lot from your city. Verily, these are men who want to be clean and pure. So we saved him and his family, except his wife. Yes, you did. I did that already. And I'm up to verse 58 of my reading for the channel. Alrighty. Love you. I'll talk to you later. All right. Oh, I'll check for it when I'm done reading. Alright, love you, bye. Okay, let's see. And, yeah. 58. And we rained down on them a rain. So evil was the rain of those who were warned. Say, praise and thanks be to Allah, and peace be on his slaves, whom he has chosen. Is Allah better, or that you ascribe as partners? Is not he better than your... It's not he who created the heavens and the earth, and sends down for you water from the sky, whereby we cause to grow wonderful gardens full of beauty and delight. It is not in your ability to cause the growth of their trees. Is there any with Allah? Nay, but they are a people who ascribe equals. Is not he who has made the earth as a fixed abode, and has placed rivers in its midst, and has placed firm mountains therein, and has set a barrier between the two seas? Is there any with Allah? Nay, but most of them know not. Is not he who responds to the distressed one when he calls on him, and who removes the evil and makes you inheritors of the earth, generations after generations? Is there any with Allah? Little is that you remember. Is not he who guides you in the darkness of the land and the sea, and who sends the winds as heralds of glad tidings, going before his mercy? Is there any with Allah? High exalted be Allah above all that they associate as partners. Is not he who originates creation and shall thereafter repeat it, and who provides for you from heaven and earth? Is there any with Allah? Say, bring forth your proofs, if you are truthful. Say, none in the heavens and the earth knows except Allah, nor can they perceive when they shall be resurrected. Nay, they have no knowledge of the hereafter. Nay, they are in doubt about it. Nay, they are in complete blindness about it. And those who disbelieve say, when we have become dust, we and our fathers, shall we really be brought forth? Indeed, we are promised this, we and our forefathers before. Verily, these are nothing but tales of ancients. Say to them, travel on the land and see how has been the end of and grieve you not over them, nor be straitened, because of what they plot. And they say, when this promise, if you are truthful, say perhaps that which you wish to hasten on may be close behind you. Verily, your Lord is full of grace for mankind, yet most of them do not give thanks. And verily, your Lord knows what their breasts conceal and what they reveal. And there is nothing hidden in the heaven and in the earth, but it is in a clear book. Verily, this Quran narrates to the children of Israel most of that in which they differ. And truly it is a guide and a mercy for the believers. Verily, your Lord will decide between them by his judgment, and he is the Almighty, the All-Knowing. So put your trust in Allah. Surely you are on manifest truth. Verily, you cannot make the dead to hear, nor can you make the deaf to hear the call when they flee, turning their backs. Nor can you lead the blind out of their error. You can only make those who hear, those who believe in our, and who have submitted. 54. And Lot, when he said to his people, do you come to the indecency while you see? Do you come to the men in lust instead of the women? Yet you are an ignorant people. So the answer of his people was not, except they said, cast out the family of Lot from your village. They surely are purified humans. So we delivered him and his family, except his woman. We decreed her of the lingered. And we rained a rain on them, so evil is the rain of the warners. Say the praise be to Allah, and peace on his servants, that he has chosen. Is Allah good, or what they partner? Is the one who created the heavens and the earth, and sent water down to you from the heaven, so that we cause the gardens of delight to grow by it? It was not for you to grow its trees. Is there a God with Allah? Yet they are people who are transformed. Is the one who made the earth a resting place, and has made rivers in its midst, and made stabilizers on it, and made a barrier between the two seas. Is there a God with Allah? Yet most of them do not know. Is the one who answers the distressed, if he calls him and removes the evil and makes you to be viceroys on the earth. Is there a God with Allah? Little is what you remember. Is the one who guides you in the darkness of the shore and the sea, and who sends forth the winds with good news between the hands of his mercy. Is there a God with Allah? Allah is exalted above what they partner. Is the one who begins the creation and then repeats it, and who provides you from the heaven and the earth. Is there a God with Allah? Say, bring your proofs if you are truthful. Say, no one knows the unseen in the heavens and in the earth except Allah, and they do not feel when they will be raised, yet attaining their knowledge in the hereafter. Yet they are in doubt about it, yet they are blind about it. And those who become infidels said, if we and our fathers were dust, we will surely come forth. We indeed have been promised this, we and our fathers before. This is only the legends of the ancients. Say, walk on the earth, so see how the end of the criminals, so see and was of the criminals. And do not grieve for them, and do not be in distress from what they deceive. And they say, when will this promise be if you are truthful? Say, perhaps some of what you hasten may be drawing near you. And surely your Lord is possessor of bounty to the people, but most of them do not give thanks. And surely your Lord knows well what their chests hide and what they show. And there is nothing absent in the heaven and in the earth, except in a clear book. Surely this Quran relates to the children of Israel, most of what they disagree about. And surely it is a guidance and a mercy to the believers. Surely your Lord judges between them by his judgment. And he is the dear, the knowing. So depend on Allah. Surely you are on the clear truth. Surely you cannot make the dead to hear, and you cannot make the deaf to hear the call if they turn their backs. And you are not to guide the blind from their errors. You cause only those who believe in our verses to hear, so they are Muslims. (82) And when the word is fulfilled against them, we shall bring out from the earth a beast, for them to speak to them, because mankind believed not with certainty on our, and the day when we shall gather out of every nation a troop of those who denied our, and they shall be driven to, till when they come, he will say, did you deny my? Whereas you comprehended them not by knowledge, Or what was it that you used to do? And the word will be fulfilled against them, because they have done wrong, and they will be unable to speak. See they not that we have made the night for them to rest therein, and the day sight-giving? Verily, in this are for the people who believe. And the day on which the trumpet will be blown, and all who are in the heavens and who are on the earth will be terrified, except him whom Allah will. And all shall come to him humbled. And you will see the mountains and think them solid, but they shall pass away as the passing away of the clouds. The work of Allah, who perfected all things, verily, He is well acquainted with what you do. Whoever brings a good deed will have better than its worth, and they will be safe from the terror on that day. And whoever brings an evil deed they will be cast down on their faces in the fire. Are you being recompensed anything except what you used to do? I have been commanded only to worship the Lord of this city, who has sanctified it, and to whom belongs everything. And I am commanded to be from among the Muslims. And I will recite the Quran, then whosoever receives guidance receives it for the good of his own self. And whosoever goes astray, say, I am only one of the warners. And say, all the praises and thanks be to Allah. He will show you His, and you shall recognize Him, and your Lord is not unaware of what you do. '82. And when the word falls on them, we will cause a creature to come forth to them out of the earth to speak to them, that the people were not certain of our verses. And a day we will gather from every nation a group of those who deny our verses. So they will be spread, until when they come. He says, did you deny my verses? And you did not comprehend them? Or what were you doing? And the words fall on them because they were unjust, so they do not speak. Have they not seen that we made the night that they may dwell in it, and the day to see? Surely in this are signs to believing people. And the day the trumpet will be blown, so panicked is he who is in the heavens and who is on the earth, except whom Allah wills, and everyone will come to him humbly. And you see the mountains, which you think are firm. They will pass away as the passing of the clouds. The work of Allah, who perfected everything. Surely He is aware of what you do. Whoever comes with the good deed, so he will have better than it, and they become secure from the panic on that day. And whoever comes with the evil, so their faces were poured into the fire. Will you be rewarded except for what you were doing? Surely I am commanded to serve the Lord of this country, which He made forbidden. And to Him everything I am commanded to be of the Muslims, and to recite the Quran, so that whoever is guided, so surely he will be only guided for himself. And whoever goes astray, so say, surely I am only of the warners. And say, praise be to Allah. He will show you His signs, so you will know it. And your Lord is not unaware of what you do. Alright. Thank you for watching. I don't think I have time to do 88 more verses on this memory card. So that's it for this episode, where you and I have found out what the Quran actually says, not what some hater of Muslims says it says, not what some imam says it says, but what it actually says. Thank you for watching. You have a good day.